How you doing, everybody? So today I'm going to be checking out a new song from the band Neopera. The name of this song is Tuba, Mirum, and I believe it's been almost a year since I did a reaction to a Neopera song, the one reaction that I've done so far on this channel for the band. And I'm pretty sure I did that reaction with none other than the King of Pikmin as a guest reactor. So I mean, it's really been quite some time. So I've really been looking forward to this. They got a new EP coming out, if I'm not mistaken, and that's what this song is taken from. And yeah, um, like I said, I've been looking forward to checking this out. So without further ado, let's just give it a listen, shall we? Rangers, go.
To war they call, to war soldiers, heroes. To war they call, to war soldiers, heroes.
Wow, a pretty bleak song there. Man, talk about a full, rich sound. I mean, it just the sound behind this song is just powerful and strong and just massive, and it just really hammers home that this feeling of almost helplessness and just destruction and they really just even if it's like even if you took out like the lyrics and just kind of had the melodies there and stuff, you would still feel that sense of destruction and bleakness and all of that, just this apocalyptic feel almost. So I mean, just super well done when it comes to representing the theme like musically and just in the sound. Really great. Right from the moment this song started, I was all in for it. Just that heaviness, the symphonic elements in the background, was also kind of gothic and dark back there, and just the melodies, also just had a touch of darkness about it. Everything is just almost oppressive and heavy in this song, and I dug it. The rhythm of the music and the guitar and all that, I was really grooving with it. And then you got the vocals, which I just absolutely adored the vocals here. You had the female vocals, the very operatic, just beautiful vocals, and then you had the male vocals, the heavier, lower tone kind of vocals that just sounded so almost menacing and uh, just kind of represented that sense of desolation almost. And so you had that contrast between the two, and it just sounded incredible, absolutely incredible. I just loved that dynamic on both sides. And again, the melody, the chorus, I really enjoyed the chorus. It just had a really nice melody to it. The drum work here was really nice and heavy, and it just suited the tone and the mood very well. And again, oh, and I love in the bridge that like the solo, that guitar melodies with the solo. It just was so sick. Again, everything about this song, it just oozed style, and that style was just very just dark, and just again, just you just feel this sense of destruction and this sense of almost defeat and overwhelming odds, and it just really is really tight. It would just make sick music for like a boss fight in a video game or something where there's destruction everywhere, and it's like the final boss of the game, and like everything is at stake here, and everything is just in shambles, and you got to defeat this super powerful being to kind of right everything, and this music would just be so sick. Yeah, this song, I mean, just so tight. It just right down my alley here. I mean, I just loved it. The only critique, the one and only critique that I have, and again, this is just on first pass. I always tell folks that when I do reaction, it is my first time listening to the song. So sometimes it's just my first impression. It really is my reaction and my thoughts on it. So, this could change after subsequent listens, which you bet your bums I'm going to listen to this much more after this because this song's tight. But just off the rip, just my initial impression is, my one critique is, I feel like it went up just a smidge heavy on the harsh vocals. Now, I'm not opposed to harsh vocals whatsoever as a fan of folk metal, and I like some like melodic death metal. I used to listen to more of that kind of style back in the day, but I'm not opposed to harsh vocals. So it's not that. It's just for the sake of the song, the way that it was constructed, I feel like the harsh vocals may have been a little overused and lost a little bit of its impact. Two things about it is one, I feel like it took me out of the groove a little bit, and then two is I feel like it was just it lost its luster a smidge because it was used a little bit more than I feel like it should have been because when it was used, I feel like it should have just had more of an impact, but it kind of lost that impact over time. So the the one, what I mean is by it took me out of the groove is this song had a very rhythmic groove to the song. Like I was vibing with it. You know, it had this motion about it, and I was just swept away. I was just swept away. I was absorbed into the song. And the harsh vocals that happened, I think it was like after the chorus, perhaps, or maybe right before the chorus. It's hard for me to remember now, but there were two times the harsh vocals were used before the bridge, and then during the bridge was like the third time that the harsh vocals was used. The two times before the bridge, I feel like it took me out of the song a little bit, just because it kind of came out of nowhere. And again, it's almost like I said, the song had this movement about it, and I was riding the waves. You know, I was just all in on this particular movement that this song had. You know, but then when the harsh vocals hit, I feel like it kind of was like a spike in the movement. You know, so it was like I'm chilling, I'm vibing, I'm just absorbed, and then it's just you know it kind of just it just feels like this sharpness almost to the song, you know, or to, you know, this wave, you know, of the sound. And it just feels a little bit jarring the way that it was placed. Again, this is my first listen. So maybe if it was like, if there were some harsh vocals, but not as much like in the forefront, if it was dialed back a little bit and sounded more like in the background, you know, kind of like behind the sound, then maybe it would have meshed better. I just feel like the song was like here doing its thing, and then the harsh vocals was kind of like here. It was kind of like outside of the core of the song, and so it just felt like you know just it just took me a little bit out of it, to be honest with you. The two times that it happened before the bridge. Now, the time it happened in the bridge, I feel like that could have been, you know, that's fine. That it fit more to me, just the way the placement of it, I guess. So if it wasn't in, you know, the two times prior to the bridge, and then the bridge was like the one time it had the harsh vocals, you know, I think that would have been just perfect, because that would, in that moment, it just really kind of hammers home this heaviness, this darkness, you know, and you got this aggression, this harsh vocals there in that spot. It would have been more impactful because by the time you get to there, I feel like it's lost its impact a little bit. So yeah, that's really my one critique is the two times before the bridge. I would have either preferred it to be kind of in the background, not as like in the forefront, just kind of this dark, menacing, harsh vocals like in the background, kind of coming from the depths, if you will, and not as much in the front, or just not had them in those sections at all, and just had it there in the bridge the way that they had it. So yeah, I mean that's just my 2 cents on that. But aside from that, oh, killer song. Oh, right down my alley, and this is definitely going into a playlist without a doubt. And I'm going to be listening to this song a lot, you know, more than just this one time. That's for darn sure. So I'm super stoked now for this EP. Now y'all know I listen to EPs off channel. Not all EPs, just because I have so many full length albums that I keep up with that are released, because I don't do reviews or anything of EPs, or you know, just like the full length albums. But this is one that I think I'm going to add to my list to check out off channel, because this song's tight. It's just tight. So I'm looking forward to that, hearing what else Neopera's got for us. And yeah, I just dig their style, you know, and that fusion of that heaviness with the dark symphony in the background is utilized so well, and those dual vocals just brilliant. So yeah, what a sick song. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this one here. Are you excited for the EP? Let's talk about it in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in. Catch you all next time, Ranger.